how might I say, get egotistically inclined, character assassination, all of those kinds of things that don't make a conversation healthy. Now, it's one thing to disagree and have an argument and stand your point about, something that you think is right or wrong. But when it's like, stalemated because of that and ego, it's just the same thing I guess I was getting at before with musicians. I met some of the most incredible musicians in the world that have no ego whatsoever. They'll embrace you, talk to you for hours, and at the same time, people that are like, poster childs for the ego, like won't give, you the time of day, and they've got, people that you need to talk to, and they have people that you need to talk to before they talk to their people before, all of that is just like, okay, I get it, you need your personal space and everything like that, but you can have that too with how you behave as far as a human being is concerned,
Well, exactly, and the old cliche, you can't judge a book by its cover. And
well, yeah, even like Alex Lifeson and like Neil and Getty, they live in like neighborhoods in Toronto and Stouffville area. It's not like that's Alex's house. He's just a regular person, but
you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Ed. Finish up.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm actually glad you brought Rush up because I was gonna sidetrack a little bit, and you just helped me out right there with that. So that's perfect. In '96, and I've talked about this a few times in my Music Story show about the album Counterparts, which came out in '92, and the big song off that was "Stick It Out" and "Hero." Anyways, so point being is I moved to Michigan in '96 because my dad got transferred there for a job. So we moved from Montreal to Michigan. So new school again, and just a little bit chaotic. So anyways, point being is at that time this was their album called "Test for Echo" was out.
Right.
It had just come out. So, and I'd never seen Rush before, and I really want to see Rush because the first Rush song that I can remember, an album I had, was Counterparts. And then I got into the old stuff. So 2012, Exit Stage Right, that sort of thing. So I was at school and in my classes, and I was talking to a few people, and they all talking about music, and I said, oh yeah, I know Rush is coming to town, I really want to go, but I don't really have anyone to go with because it's just myself, my mom, my sister, and my dad, and my dad's not really a Rush fan. I mean, I thank him for the influence of the Beatles and that sort of thing, but he wasn't really a huge rock fan. So it's like, well, I got no one to go with, but I really want to go. I guess I could go by myself. I'm kind of talking out loud here, and then my one friend says, you're in this class tomorrow, right? He's like, yeah. She goes, okay, well, because tomorrow, she says, make sure you come and see me. He's like, okay, and first thought is like, is she gonna give me her number or something? The first thought is right, and then so next day the class happens, and then I walk in, and she goes, this is Stephanie. It's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. This is Geddy Lee's niece. Excuse me, what? Yeah, Geddy Lee's niece. Like, and of course, it's like, you're effing kidding. So he's like, no. He goes, well, anytime they're in town, we should go backstage. Blah blah. I was like, really? And she goes, you want to come? I was like, yes. So
did you go?
I went and I got to meet Rush, and they are the nicest people in the world, and especially Alex Lifeson, man. That guy is cool shit. Pardon my French, but it was a lot of fun. I couldn't believe it. I got an autograph, which I treasure. I have my I'm blanking the album now.
Which one he signed?
Yeah, not Counterparts, but the one after that.
Test for Echo.
Thank you, Test for Echo. I don't know why I just blanked on that, but it's actually a good album. It's like a song with like Driven and Hemispheres. But anyways, I got them to sign that, but they were the nicest guys. And let me tell you, I kind of had to sit there for a minute and really kind of gather my thoughts because I was super excited. And of course, the last thing you want to do is say anything stupid, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing. It's just like it's a heightened sense of awareness that somebody that you've been listening to and admiring and getting, into is like, well, they're standing right here and talking to me. And a minute ago, they were standing on a stage playing to, 25,000 people.
Yeah, but
that, Alex, like I said, and I think I mentioned this before, like he's the salt of the earth. He's just a regular Joe. He's a great humorist. He loves talking about inventions and all kinds of different stuff. And, that's the thing, I guess, for me. I was lucky to meet a bunch of people when I was younger that weren't that way, right? Like that were just like that, either egotistical, but at the same time, then I also met a bunch of people that weren't, and I was like, that's kind of like what makes you feel comfortable is all of a sudden you realize, hey, they're just regular people. Like when Herbie Hancock hugged me, and he was like, "So, man, what do you do?" And I was like, "You're asking me what to do?
Yeah.
Like, you're Herbie Hancock, and you just hugged me in the alley. Like,
That's amazing.
You know, like, I don't know what to say right now." And he's just like, "Relax, relax." And even when I met Alex and I was giving him a copy of the record and sitting down and he was eating and I was like, "Oh, let's sit. Can I sit and talk?" And I don't know, some blah, 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 blah came out of my mouth and I went, "Look, you know what? I'm just going to sit down and start over.
Yeah.
Here's the disc. Thanks a lot. You know, I appreciate it." And from then, it was like, it's over. But for me, too, it was that, you know, even as a kid, I was like, I remember being with my buddy Bane and we were at a movie store in Richmond Hill and there he was renting films and we gathered some scrap of paper and a pen from off of the counter and, "Excuse me, Mr. Lifeson, can we have your autograph?" Like, you know, and now here I am sitting at a dinner table with him because he's let me record, you know, the Spirit of Radio. And I was like, okay, so that also is like affirmation in a weird way, just sort of how you connect to your then musical environment, your living environment, you know, and setting that aside, it's just like other people that want to be like certain musicians or like certain artists.
Right.
I always tell even my students, it's like, you can't be. They're already them. They are good at what being themselves.
Well, exactly.
You know, we are all defined by our influences, but like, you know, be yourself. Try to be yourself as much as you possibly can be because that's who you're most comfortable with.
Absolutely. So we have time for one more song, and we're going to get to ETA.
All right.
All right. Dig this, Ed Roman.
Estimated time of arrival. Tell me, what are my chances of survival? I'd say it's least to none, but at least I know I can't be outdone. I'd say it's more to some, but at least I know I'm having fun. Does it feel like we're walking backwards through revival? How can I fix when you know I'm going through denial? I'd say it's more to some, but at least I know I'm having fun. You make it forced or none, but at least I know I've got the sun. Oh, like it really matters now. Oh, like it really matters now. Changing of the FM dial.
Ed Roman with ETA. Now, we talked about the song about 10-15 minutes ago, but still a cool song. I mean, the beat was there, and then the high energy, and it always had like a like a Spanish twist on it, like guitar wise.
Yeah, I like to refer to it as, like I was saying, the Eastern European one drop.
Right.
It's got that kind of, yeah, and I can see that too. I can see with the Spanish, because I am playing classical. Like, I mean, people say, why don't you play steel string, man? Why don't you play steel string? I mean, I fell in love with the classical because I got huge hands, dude. I'm a bass player.
Right.
And the breadth of the neck on a classical is that much wider. I've even thought about having, like, you know, a nice guitar company make me a steel string that had a much wider neck on it. And for me, it was just easy right away to start doing what I wanted to do without being frustrated about trying to jam my big sausage fingers inside of these spaces, right? So I know, and that's why, you know. And then I'm also a bit of a rebel, like Willie. I play my classical with pick. So I could see even like where, you know, that kind of connects to that on that level, because, you know, you're doing fast finger work
right.
with your index and Jupiter finger on your right hand, and with those nails, it sounds kind of clicky when you're playing that way, right? So yeah, but, you know, I'm just trying to have fun with it and feel it out.
You know what? One thing, the classical, I wholeheartedly agree with you, because that was one of the first acoustic I ever owned was a classical. And I bought it from a buddy for $20, and I still have it. And
who made it?
Yamaha.
Yamaha?
Yeah.
A
So
lot of guys our age, we were like back then too, were also getting like those Araya Pro 2 series, all that. They were like smaller guitar companies that were like dirt cheap. But then if somebody had them for a while and wanted to resell it, yeah, you could get one for like $25.
Yeah, well, he got it. I think he got it as a gift, and like he didn't want anymore. He said, "Okay," he said, "Can I give you $20?" Like, done. All right, here you go. Thank you.
Dude, I have like a $1,400 and a $1,700 classical cutaway by two different companies, and my buddy got this other one from L&M. He paid $35 for it. Every time I'd play this guitar, I'd weep, because it'd be like the projection in it, the low end, the high end, effortless, super wide neck, just I like, and he'd always giggle, and he was like, $35.
Yeah.
I'm like, you bastard.
Yeah, exactly, right? Well, Ed, man, this has been fun, and we're just about out of time, but thank you so much for coming back on the show. So, guys, make sure you pick up Red Omen by Ed Roman, because it is a fantastic album, and like I said, I've really enjoyed it, and we'll definitely hear more off the album on my show next Saturday. So, if you got any plugs you want to do, Ed, now's the time, so go for it.
Absolutely. You know, come on by edroman.net. All my social networking buttons are there: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Check me out on SoundCloud. You get the new record at CD Baby. You can actually order it physically and get it to your house from CD Baby. You can order it from me as well through the website in the exact same way. You know, I'm shooting a video for the single that's coming out, I Am Love. So check that out when it's out, and go to Heart Songs for Veterans, because Lay One Down is a part of that whole campaign to raise money for vets that are in dire need of assistance.
Well, that's awesome. So, Ed, thank you so much, and we'll keep in touch, and we'll try to make that time gap just a little bit smaller this time.
Yeah, man, it's all good. Good to always talking to you, my friend Brian.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And this has been Dr. Bones and my special guest, Ed Roman. Remember, his new album is out right now, Red Omen. Until then, we'll talk to you next time. Bones out.